Chapter 10. Influence. You just declared your intent to fight for the head alpha title, to mixed reactions. The rest of the Alpha Tau's are giving you a look of surprises, awes, and even discomfort. Channing's expression is unreadable, but you can sense his disappointment rolling off of him. I knew Channing wouldn't approve of me doing this, but it still hurts to see that look on his face. Channing sighs, shakes his head, rising to his feet gracefully. I'm going to bed. Channing, wait. But he just waves you off and stalks back to your cabin, leaving you with Kala, Lupe, Asher, and Nick. Perfect. I hate seeing him upset. I have to do what's right for me, but I wish it didn't affect him so negatively. Of course it affects him. Being the head alpha will put a target on your back, Tal. Channing's going to worry about you no matter what, but if you become head alpha, the poor guy won't sleep. Gallet, what the hell? I thought you were on my side. I am on your side, dummy. That doesn't mean I can't point out the reality of this choice. If you want to go out through the head alpha, I'll support you, but I'm also not going to lie and say it's an easy job. Or a safe one. Gale has a good head on his shoulders, but you wouldn't believe how many threats he's gotten. I'm not going to let threats scare me away from going after those. I have to at least throw my hat in the ring. If I don't, I'll always wonder what if, even if I'm not likely to succeed. Don't catch yourself out just yet. You've got fire in you, Tal. I think you'll be a worthy competitor. Nick's grin turns smug as he gets up to lope off to his cabin. I'm going to enjoy beating you in the competition to come. You roll your eyes after him, but you feel buoyed by the fact that at least Nick sees you as serious competition. Lupe, Asher, I know this has been a tricky situation for you both, with me and Channing both being alphas. I want you to know that either way, you'll be okay. Trust that I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. No, either way, you'll be okay. If I don't become the head alpha, Channing's almost guaranteed to win the title. That means you'll be back to answering to only one alpha on a daily basis. Your allegiance won't be split. Yeah, but if Channing's head alpha, we'll all have to heel to him. And if that happens, I'm more than prepared to follow his lead. I won't cause any problems, I swear. Lupe and Asher exchange glances, and you get the feeling they're speaking telepathically to each other. We believe in you, Tal. Whether it's you or Channing who becomes head alpha. We'll be happy either way. You're both hella good leaders. Hella good, huh? That's probably the biggest vote of confidence I'll get. Lupe sighs, running her fingers through her ponytail restlessly. But with you and Channing in direct competition, I think they're going to be dicey for the rest of our pack. Yeah, I'm already way confused about who to obey. This is going to make things harder. You feel a pang of sympathy for your pack, and you knew this would mess with their instincts a bit, but I can't imagine how it must feel having their instincts pulled in two different directions. Listen, I don't want any of you to resent me or Channing because of this, but I also understand that you're feeling the urge to submit to both of us right now. It's gotta be rough. I want you to kneel before Zod. Keep your distance for all. Try to fight your instincts. No, that's a bad choice, because here's the thing. Weren't you told not to fight your instincts? Just saying. What? But we did that before and it sucked. I know, Lupe. I don't want it, believe me. But I can't stand the thought of you walking on eggshells around me or Channing. Until the head alpha situation is sorted out, just try not to get too close to either of us. Protect yourselves. Lupe growls in frustration, but you can see that she sees the wisdom in your advice. Damn it, Tal, I hate to admit it, but you're right. We need to take space. The prospect of Lupe and the others avoiding you again makes your heart heavy, but it's the only way we can guarantee their safety to keep them out of the middle. As you go your separate ways, however, you feel the forlorn and uneasiness, already missing your friend's company. For their sake, the fight to become head alpha had better be worth it. You steel yourself to go to your cabin and face Channing. You find him inside, sitting in a chair by the fire. You sit silently across from him. Hey, I know you're probably feeling pretty angry about my decision back there. Angry? No, Tal, I'm not angry. Please don't say. I'm just disappointed because you know that's worse, right? The ghost of a smile tugs at the corner of his lips, though his golden eyes remain drawn. I'm just tired, that's all. You already know I don't like the thought of you becoming a head alpha. Channing settles back in the chair with a heavy sigh. He gazes into the fire for a long moment. But I know better than to try and talk you out of it, not when you're determined to fight me and Nick for the title. Once your stubborn ass gets something stuck in your teeth, you won't stop at anything until it's out. Channing, that's quite the metaphor. Maybe, but you can't deny it's accurate. You're like a dog with a bone, pun intended. I guess you could have put it in a sexier way, but you're right. I have to try and go for the head alpha. Even if I don't get anywhere with it, I need to do this for me. He studies you for a long moment, his fierce eyes intent with some deep understanding. What's best for you might not be what's best for the rest of the pack. Just keep that in mind. He let his words sink over you. Part of you wants to bring more points into the consideration, to hash them out. But a greater part of you is just relieved he doesn't seem mad. You don't have it in you to fight. Listen, Telly, you're an alpha, whether I like it or not. I think you're becoming a damn good one. I might not support your choice to be head alpha, but I can't erase your true nature. You raise your eyebrows as he stands, crossing the room to dig into the depths of your shared closet. Looking for a rope? Are you planning to tie me to the bed until the race for the head alpha is over? He chuckles huskily, his gaze slanted towards you, fierce and hot. When I tie you to our bed, Tal, it'll be for pleasure, not protection. You shiver pleasantly at the rough tone in his voice, but your eyes widen when he approaches again. I had this made for you when I learned you were becoming an alpha. It took a lot of sneaking around, but... He hands you a gorgeous garment that you recognize from some old illustrations you've seen in lore books. Channing, this is a traditional alpha attire. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, just try it on. I want to make sure I got your measurements right. Interesting. You strip out of your clothes, smiling slyly when you feel Channing's gaze on your nearly bare body. You flex your muscles just to tease him, enjoying the growl of appreciation he gives you. You're playing with fire over there, Tal. You smirk to yourself and put on the clothing that Channing has made for you, enjoying the feel of the smooth, soft leather. Channing, I don't think I've ever worn anything this nice in my entire life. You're honored. It's the only way you can describe the feeling of being welcomed deeper into your own culture. You admire yourself in the mirror, smiling at Channing as he steps up behind you in the reflection. You wear it well. You're a damn good alpha, Tal. You deserve to be recognized for it. You're touched by Channing's gentle words. It's a sweet gesture. You step closer to him and your hands on his waist. I'm sorry things are so strained because of me. He growls softly and leans in, kissing you fiercely on the lips to shut you up. No more of that talk, you hear me? I'm your soulmate. It's never going to change. No, I don't like that you're going for head alpha. Yes, I'm terrified what will happen if you get it. Channing's warm hands cup your cheeks, making your heart ache and sore at the same time. But I will never ever stop loving you. I'll always be alongside you, even when I'm not behind you. You feel suddenly as though you could cry. You lean into Channing's embrace, feeling the warmth of his affection. You shut your eyes as his lips press firmly all over your forehead, your cheek, your jaw, but you worry. I know Channing means what he says, I just hope our situation doesn't prove him wrong. You take a walk through the woods the next morning to clear your head and enjoy the morning air. You're deeply touched by Channing's gesture and the words from last night, but you're also still so confused. Channing himself says he's not going to stop loving me because I'm competing against him. So why is my stomach still in knots? Why am I so worried that things will fall apart anyway? Am I completely paranoid, waiting for the other shoe to drop? Is this the new terrible instinct? Your walk brings you to a familiar clearing in the woods where a familiar face is waiting for you. I'm starting to think you're stalking me, Sunshine. No matter where I go, you'll somehow turn up. You grin, shaking your head, and sit next to Ryan on a fallen log in the woods. No, please, if I wanted to stalk you, I'd make damn sure you didn't notice I was right behind you. Oh, wow, thanks for that. No, I'm gonna be looking over my shoulder every time I think you might be near. Ryan's gaze travels over your new outfit, his eyebrows raising in appreciation. Cool fit, by the way. Very, alpha-y? Yep, seriously, look the part, yeah. So I've been told. You laugh quietly, but you sigh with unmistakable wariness as you stretch your legs out in front of you. I need you to be honest with me about something, Ryan. Tell me what you think. No bias, no bullshit. Am I nuts for going for an alpha, jeopardizing my relationship, putting my pack at risk? Oh. I'm gonna go with... You're not really jeopardizing your relationship. Putting my pack at risk. Not really. I'm gonna go for nuts. No. Well, hang on. At least think about it first. I don't have to tell. You said be honest, and I'm being honest. I get that you're dealing with some major imposter syndrome here, and I can't fix that for you. But I can tell you that I think you're a kick-ass alpha. You're not nuts to try and push to the next level. You stare at Ryan for a long moment, taking in his earnest expression, then sigh, relaxing a bit. Is wisdom an entry-level requirement to become a cool surfer guy? Oh, hell no. I know some seriously unwise surfer guys. Look, Tal, you and I, we're friends, right? We gotten close-ish this summer. I'm never gonna just tell you what you want to hear. That'd be pointless for us both. So, if I tell you I think you're on the right path, then try and trust me as much as you can. Something about Ryan just makes you feel so at ease. Maybe it's just an easy-going, laid-back demeanor. Either way, I'm happy to have him on my side. Seems like I can always count on him. So, you ready to go up against the other alphas? I've heard rumors that tonight's challenge is a brawl. A brawl? Seriously? That's gonna be a tough one for me to win. I saw Nick and Channing brawl each other in Colorado. They're both fierce. I'm sure they are, but you're first too, aren't you? Yeah, maybe, but am I kick my own incredibly powerful soulmate's ass fierce? I can't answer that for you, but I can give you some perspective if you want. I've been hiding a couple alpha abilities of my own up my sleeve, but one of these is intuition. I might not know Channing or Nick well, but I have an instinctual understanding of their abilities. Channing is my soulmate. I don't really need perspective on what makes him tick. Yeah, boobas. Just kidding, but you know. Maybe not, but Nick is really damn good at hiding his cards. He's been hiding some tricks of his own. And some tells, if you want to strategize a little before the brawl. I'm down to help. It couldn't hurt to learn more about my opponents ahead of tonight's brawl. They'll definitely give me a leg up. Yas, Quinn, yas. You and Ryan walk through the woods as you talk, brainstorming ways you can dominate your competition. So let's talk about my intuition. It probably sounds like hokey BS to you, but as an alpha, my greatest strength is my ability to read people. It doesn't sound hokey, believe me. After all the crap I've experienced since becoming an alpha, you could tell me you have the ability to talk to trees, and I'd probably believe you. No, that'd be something. I'd like to hear what these big guys have to say during the Alpha Tau summer camps. You pass the trunk of a towering tree, and you can't help but laugh. If I had to guess, probably a lot of raunchy stuff they wish they could unsee. No, that's how little saplings are made, you see. The trees get all happy and... Yeah, anyway. Oh, Lord. Anyway, as you walk, Ryan delves into more details of his power, and you listen with rapt attention. Within a few minutes of knowing a fellow werewolf, I know the fundamentals of their personality. That's actually really useful. Why haven't you used your power more often? Told me about this before. Used your power more often. It's not really a power I can use. It's passive. I can't turn it off, no matter how hard I try. You'd be surprised what weird stuff I glean from normal conversations. Define weird. Are you saying you can passively learn a werewolf's, kinks? Among other things, let's just say I know too much about your friend Asher without him ever telling me a word. Details now, come on. Oof, yeah, I can see how that would be annoying sometimes. Ryan sits cross-legged on the grass and you join him, enjoying the warmth of the sun on your face. So you wanted to talk to me about Nick and Channing's fighting styles, tells? A little of both, but I've picked some things up about both of them that could be helpful to you in a fight. I don't need to tell you that Nick is notorious for having an explosive temper. Considering he basically wanted to kill me when I first met him, no, you don't. You might think Nick has a short fuse, but he actually doesn't. It takes a lot to wear him down to a point of true anger. But there are things that'll get him there quicker. His protectiveness over his pack, for one. There's also his need to preserve tradition. He values werewolf culture, hates when people spin on it. Yeah, I get that sense too. He was pretty pissed about me being an outsider when I joined Alpha Tau initially. So I heard. My advice? The easiest way to disarm Nick would be goading him. Goad him? You mean taunt him until he snaps, annoy the hell out of him, belittle werewolf tradition? I could get in his head, make him think I'll overhaul our customs if I become a head alpha. Oh, that's pretty ballsy. But Nick might not call your bluff, considering he didn't trust you initially. It's manipulative as hell, but if you play into his fear of outsiders, it could help you get into his head. Yeah, well, I didn't ask for your help in all this because I'm interested in playing clean. Whether I like it or not, I need to take advantage I can, and over Nick. You process the idea, your thoughts churning as you consider how to unnerve and derail Nick. There's what I'm thinking. If it's a free-for-all, most likely Channing will instinctively go after Nick before me. I'm his soulmate, he won't want to hurt me instinctively, and I won't want to hurt him. Which means it's most likely going to be you and Channing versus Nick at first. Right, so I can speak telepathically to Nick, make him think I'm going to push Alpha Tau in a new direction. It's a dirty move for sure, but it might distract him long enough for Channing to knock him out. Ryan whistles, looking impressed and mildly intimidated. You're ruthless, Tal. You're gonna need some of that if you want to win this thing. That's half the reason I didn't enter the running myself. I don't have the teeth for a job like that. I don't know if I should be flattered or insulted that you think I'm ruthless enough to win. Flattered, definitely. We're werewolves. We play by different rules than the rest of the world. In our culture, the fact that I'm not ruthless makes me weak. It's true. Everybody looks at him as he's just a pushover. Weak? Try human. I hate to tell you this, Sal, but in werewolf speak, human and weak are synonyms. Werewolves are weird. We're not animals, but we're not strictly humans either. We're in between. That means we're expected to act like apex predators, and I'm not that. Not all the time. As long as you're not insecure about it. I just couldn't imagine Channing being okay with being considered weak. Yeah, well, Channing and I are two different people. There's an undertone of wistfulness in his voice that surprises you, but he doesn't give you the time to dwell on it. And speaking of the man himself, what's your plan for taking him down? Listen, you just bend over, begin twerking. He'll be so distracted that then you do it like a 180 karate kick to his face. There you go, and you win. You're right to talk about what you said earlier. Your instincts are gonna compel you not to hurt him in a brawl. That means he'll be up against the same obstacle, though. He won't want to hurt me either. If I want to overpower Channing, the easiest thing to do is to distract him. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Channing's biggest strength is his love for you, but that's also his weakness. He's gonna be worried about the entire time about you getting seriously injured. That'll pull his focus. If you can convince him that you're hurt or need a break, it might disarm him. That's evil. You're not in agreement, but there's a little twist of guilt in your gut at the prospect. I hate to do this. It's the only way. I want to win this fight, no matter what it takes, if that means I have to trick my own soulmate. You sigh, heavily rubbing at your temples. No matter how you slice it, this brawl will be unpleasant. You slump down on the grass, staring up at the sky for a long moment. Things get more and more complicated every day. I can't believe I'm talking about this, tricking Channing to get the leg up on him. I never saw myself having to be in this position, you know? Part of me wonders if the head alpha thing is worth it. Tal, I can't decide that for you. I can't tell you if you should or shouldn't do this. But you're a hell of a werewolf, and you're already powerful alpha. If this is something you want.
I do want it. I'm not sure why myself, but I know I have to see this through.
Ryan nods, his eyes full of understanding.
Well, then go for it. I'll be here to help you however I can, no matter what you need.
You nod back at Ryan, feeling bolstered by his steady, honest faith in you.
Thanks, seriously. It means a lot to me knowing I have you in my corner.
Still, you feel like there's something you need to address before you move on.
Hey Ryan, yesterday when Gale came up to us on the dock, I think he thought we were having a moment.
Ryan looks sheepishly suddenly, averting his eyes to the forest floor.
I kinda got the sense he was, well, not suspicious, because you'd never go for me, but...
I'd never go... Ryan, you're making it sound like you do have a thing for me. He flinches, looking ashamed. It's all the confirmation you need. Your stomach sinks.
Oh, Ryan... No, don't, Tal, seriously. I never even planned on saying anything about it. I swear. You have a soulmate. Even if you were into me, I'd never dream of interfering with something that sacred. I don't want to screw this with our friendship. That's more important than a dumb crush.
Still, I
should have realized it sooner. I've been coming to you with my relationship woes like an idiot. Oh, seriously, Tal, stop. You're not an idiot for talking to a friend about something like that.
Yeah, don't worry. I get the same people in my life who do the same thing, and it's like, I'm like Ryan. I just roll with him.
It's not your fault I have a dumb crush. You have absolutely nothing to feel guilty about, okay?
His words fall heavy on your shoulders, and you feel terrible about it, but after the debacle with Marcus...
I know what it's like to have a friend turn on me because I don't reciprocate his feelings. I know Ryan isn't that kind of person, but this sucks. I can't shake that fear.
Ryan seems to know what you're thinking about without having to say it, because he shakes his head gently.
I get it. You don't have to say anything else, Tal, okay? Ryan, I'm sorry. You just need some space, and that's okay.
Ryan turns, looking only mildly dejected, and starts to walk away. He sat down hard on the forest floor.
Oh, damn it.
First, your pack has to take space. Now Ryan, and with Channing being your main competition now...
Oh, I've never felt this alone in my whole life.
It could be worse.
Just saying, you have to look on the bright side.
That night, you gather at the lakeside for your first challenge in the head alpha competition, a brawl. Just kick him in the nuts. Anyway, Alpha Tal are all gathered in a big circle by the water, whooping and howling as you, Channing, and Nick approach. While Nick and Channing are stripped to their underwear, you stalk forward in your new alpha attire. You can feel people's eyes on you, and you preen at the ripple of impressed murmurs. Tal speaks in your mind.
Looking good, Alpha. You got this. Don't let Nick or Channing get in your head.
You nod silently at her and understanding, then step into the circle to stand shoulder to shoulder with Channing. He stares straight ahead, his spine stiff, but you relax a little and his voice also echoes in your head. No matter what happens here today, Tal, I'm your soulmate. It won't change us. He bumps his hand gently against yours and your heart swells. You just hope he's right. Welcome, everyone, to the first challenge in the fight for the title of Head Alpha. The other Alpha Tals cheer and shout. Gale smiles tightly around the ring. You feel a pang of sympathy.
Poor Gale. It must be hard to celebrate giving up a title that means a lot to him.
First challenge, a good old-fashioned werewolf brawl. The rules are simple. Gale stalks around the ring, eyeing you and the other competing alphas shrewdly. Keep it clean. No maiming, dismembering allowed. And this goes without saying, but no fatal injuries are permitted. We hear you loud and clear, Gale. We'll keep it clean. Potentially sensing your trepidation, Channing speaks up in your head again. Nick can be a bastard, but he won't cross those lines. Not when he got in trouble for doing it to me.
Probably not, but... we can't know for sure. He's crossed a lot of lines in Colorado, and he thought I was a traitorous outsider. He really wants the head alpha title? What if he crosses a line again?
Channing growls audibly at your side, shakes his head almost imperceptibly. I won't let him hurt you, Tal, I swear. He'll have to take me down first. You turn towards him, letting your warm breath ghost over his shoulder in lieu of a kiss.
I know I complain about it sometimes, but that protective streak of yours can really be hot.
Don't say that. You're only going to encourage me to get worse.
You meet his warm, golden gaze, and for a second you want to forget all about this and just go to bed. You want to hold him in your arms, press hot kisses all over his body. You want things to be normal, but for whatever reason, and maybe because of my alpha instincts, I'm compelled to see this through. Channing and I will be okay, no matter what. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure of it. Gale steps out of the circle, standing a safe distance away. He eyes you, Nick, and Channing. Combatants, shift into your wolf forms on my command. The brawl will begin when every alpha in the ring has shifted. The last wolf standing in the ring is the winner of the brawl and will be one step closer to head alpha. Your skin prickles. Yeah, Pringles. Yeah, I could go for one right now. With goosebumps. This is it. You're about to participate in your first real werewolf brawl. On 3. 1, 2, 3. In an unearthly crackle of bones and rending flesh, you fall into all fours and transform. You immediately jump to the defensive, and you don't even get a second to adjust before Nick is lunging for you. Too slow, rookie. You rasp out a sharp whine when Nick's paw collides with your chest and sends you skidding. You roll to all 4 paws and feint to one side, then snap your jaws for Nick, who dodges. You should know better than underestimate me, Nick. In a sudden flash of fur, claws, and teeth, Channing collides with Nick and nearly pushes him out. You should definitely know better than to let your guard down. Your hackles raise, and you watch the grapple between Nick and Channing, trying to decide your next move. Goad Nick. You think back on what Ryan suggested during your conversation earlier, taunting Nick directly, telepathically. It's a dirty move, but I'll distract him if I make it seem like I'm trying to upset things. You think you've got what it takes to be head alpha, Nick? Really? You're stuck in the past. His hackles raise, and he bares his teeth at your provocation, his ears flicking. All stuck in the past? What the hell's that supposed to mean? It means Alpha Tau Sigma is in need of reform, and you're not the alpha for the job. What? And you are? Don't make me. Suddenly Channing soars from left field and slams him Nick, side shoving him right out of the ring. You need to pay attention to your surroundings if you want to be head alpha, Flagstaff. You bark out a joyful howl, seeing the look of dawning, realizing on Nick's eyes once he's knocked out. You sneaky little... You did that on purpose to get under my skin. And that's all it took was one comment. Sorry, Nick, but it's not my fault you fell for it. With Nick out of the equation, you suddenly feel a thrill of anxiety running up your spine because... it's just me and Channing left. I need to be really cautious about this. He may be my soulmate, but I'm his only competition now. He won't go easy on me. You and Channing circle each other, your fierce eyes locked on each other's. It's not too late to back out, Tal. I don't want to hurt you. If you don't want to hurt me, maybe you should just be the one to back out instead. Channing lets out a growl that sounds almost like a laugh. He shifts low to the ground, his tail flicking. Fine, if you want to dance, let's dance. Channing lunges for you, his claws out and his teeth bared. I can't face him head on, I need to dodge. I'll swerve, strike, slash, swerve. You swerve out of the way of his attack, narrowly dodging his powerful body as it comes crashing down. You roll and skid to the side, loping quickly in a circle around him, panting heavily. He growls quietly. Damn, you're good. I should be pissed off, but I'm mainly just proud you're my mate. Oh, thanks, babe, but if you think sweet-talking to me will stop me from kicking your ass... Not a chance. I may be a loyal man, but I'm not a stupid one. You leap to one side as Channing charges you again, then roll over and skid as he pounces. He's fast, too fast. You're finding it increasingly difficult to keep up with his agile attacks. I need to get smart about this fast. I can't keep running away forever. But the idea of attacking Channing or hurting your soulmate curdles in your stomach, making you hesitate. You throw your shoulder against Channing when he charges you again, ducking your head. Come on, Tal, don't hold back just because it's me. His telepathic words make your heart jolt, and you realize he's right. You're going easy on him. Oh, get it together, Tal. You have to give it your all to win this. As long as I don't injure him badly, I can do whatever I have to do to win. I should... pretend I'm hurt, bite his neck, shove Channing.
You think about your conversation with Ryan. Channing is accusing you of pulling punches on him. But I know he would do the same if I provoked him too. You let out a sharp whine, lifting a paw and starting to limp. Channing stiffens. Tal, hey, baby. He moves towards you. You seize your chance. You spring forward, tackle him, pinning him to the ground below you. What the hell, Tal? Did you just...
trick you into letting your guard down? Yeah, baby, I did.
Damn you. I want to be pissed, but I'm honestly just impressed.
Channing looses a growl and thrashes against you, but you've got the advantage. With a guttural snarl, you wrestle him to the edge of the ring and push him out. I did it. I pushed Channing out of the ring. There are howls and cheers from watching Alpha Taus, and you pant at the center of the ring, and then... you came out on top in the Alpha Brawl. You throw your head back and howl triumphantly. Channing shakes himself off, then stares at you intently. Without warning, he lopes off into the night, heading back to camp. Your hackles raise. I know that look. That's my cue to follow Channing's lead. You draw through the woods after Channing, making it back to camp within a few minutes. You shift back into your human form near the front door and then step nervously into the cabin. Hey, you took off quickly after the brawl. Channing paces back and forth through the cabin, his corded muscles flexing as he moves. Yeah, I guess I did. Why is it everyone else gets to, be naked, but you keep your clothes? As a werewolf, that makes no sense, but just saying. Don't tell me you're pissed off that I beat you in the brawl. In a sudden rush of movement, he storms over to you and shoves you against the wall. His lips leave a searing trail up and down the column of your neck, his teeth scraping. You gasp, gripping his bare shoulder, struggling to make sense of what's happening, until you feel the hard line of his arousal against you. Oh. You seize Channing by the shoulders and flip positions, pinning him against the wall. You're turned on. Brawling with me turned you on. Listen, when guys brawl with chicks... I can admit this. You're fighting two battles, I'm just saying. I am just saying. What gave me away? Channing... Why do you seem so mad, though? He pants heavily, rubbing his nose against the column of your neck, inhaling your scent. I'm not mad, I'm just so pent up I can't stand it. He licks a hot trail along your throat, making you groan raggedly, then bites gently at your neck, grappling with you in front of a whole crowd, watching you flash your fangs and claws. How much just to watch that and not get turned on? You laugh huskily, feeling thrilled, and press your body up against his, sharing the heat. I love you. I thought you stormed off because you were angry. I'm really not. I'm just... Tal, I feel so damn hot. I can't stand it. Channing lets out a rumbling whine, pressing his forehead against yours, panting. Put me out of my misery, please. I'm begging you. It's okay, little guy. I know your struggle. But I should calm him down, because it's only going to lead to bound chicka wow wow, and then I can't show you it anyway. As much as you'd love to indulge in his wild side, you think it'd be better to take a breather. Alright, come on, hothead, let's get you in bed. Channing growls hotly, but lets you steer him into the bed and lay him down on the mattress. After a few gentle touches and soft kisses, he relaxes, sighing heavily. Thanks, I didn't mean to turn it into a horned-up monster on you. It's okay. I think it's cute that violence turns you on. It's... like, it's not just violence. Shut up. Ugh. Violence doesn't turn me on. You laugh brightly and silence him with a gentle kiss. Soothing him again, he relaxes. I'll rephrase, but I think it's cute that my awesome display of physical prowess turned you on. Better, more accurate, and yeah, it did. His fingertips trail along your collarbone, making you shiver pleasantly. But more than anything, I need this, you feeling close to you after all that. He sighs, pulling you against him as he draws the blankets up over your bodies. Honestly, it makes me feel like all this competition is worth it. Not sure if it's hours or mere minutes, but the next thing you know, you're in a deep sleep. A lucid dream. I've experienced these dozens of times before. So, why does this one feel so differently? Why does it feel off? The sudden knock of a crossbow makes your hair stand on end, and you turn towards the sound. Oh, you. What the hell are you doing in my dream? Scowl and your spine stiffening as you find yourself face to face with... My. Is that any way to treat a guest in your own head? Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the bell icon so you receive notifications. So otherwise, hopefully you're all having a good day. Let me know your thoughts down below. That wasn't bad. Like, so, going back to what I was saying. Yeah, no, my dude was fighting 2 battles. Okay, my dude was fighting 2 battles. And, like, I'm sure some of you have seen the videos where there's a guy wrestling a chick. And I'm talking about legit, right? It's a legit thing. And everyone pretty much shares that same thing. They're like, dude's fighting 2 wars. Like he is. Just TLDR, I used to spar with a girl when I was a lot younger, and it was something that I kind of wish I could still do. And it's not for the point of you know, I romanticize it. So if you guys know who Gohan and Videl is, right? That's about the best way to put it. Goku and Chi-Chi is another great example, right? At one time they used to spar and train together and all that stuff. And it's kind of hashtag relationship goals, right? Is having someone to do things with. And it's kind of like a bonding and whatnot on multiple levels, right? And so... here you are, and you know, you're both sparring or whatnot, and yeah, no, there's the physical contact and things like that, and you're also getting to know the other person on a completely different level. It's just completely different. It's nice. So yeah, no, I'm really not surprised by Channing's reaction. I'm really not. I'm really not. Like I said, man was fighting 2 wars there, or 2 battles, whichever you want to put, way you want to put it. So, yeah. Aside from that, I thought the chapter was alright, right? It's just, here's a question for you. Let's just say, time heals all wounds, as they say. What happens if Gale regains his power? Is he going to come back for the head alpha spot? Is it relegated to him? Like, who, what, when, where, and why? I also think that remember, the food pantry was the least disturbed thing when the hunters came through the camp. And I think ever so slowly that not just are they getting in your head and screwing with you, but I think that they're kind of doing what the prior book guy, the little evil guy, did with poisoning and things like that. I think they also did something involving food and water. And they're kind of like coming at you on a multi-level attack. So, that's just my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. But otherwise, thanks again for watching. Love your beautiful faces. Catch you all later. Peace out.